and welcome to the final episode of Jojo's Bizarre Adventure for the Super Famicom.
I don't think you should welcome anyone, you know?
Well,
Yeah, we're breaking into somebody's house. We are clearly not welcome here.
At this point, with how bullshit this game is, everyone watching this is like an old friend, so you just say hello.
Well, no, the thing is, right, this is a vampire's mansion, so like vampire rules, you have to welcome men, otherwise they can't enter.
This is a good Kenny G sprite. Oh my god, there is an actual fight here?
Well, sort of, he leaves. But they do give, like, Kenny G slightly more respect than they do in the source material.
Finally, someone actually gives Kenny G the respect he deserves.
That's right. In real life or in fiction.
How does he attack you? Just, like, put a wall up in front of you and pretend like he can't see you? Like,
If I remember correctly, I think he just cowers during that fight. You just beat him up.
okay, cool.
Can you just spend the entire fight yelling at him? This poor defenseless
probably.
man just being screamed, like 5 weird men and a dog screaming obscenities at him.
He's like, no, I can create physical walls, not emotional ones.
Yeah, you just like, bark, bark, fuck you. But yeah, so it turns out that the mansion we were in beforehand was fake. So now we've entered the real mansion, which just kind of looks like, you know, kind of like an upscale, sort of like, you know, 2-story basement kind of house.
Kenny G's stand power is really cool, and I wish I had it so that when I invite people over to my house, I don't have to clean.
Yeah, you can just hide all the trash behind like a fake wall.
Yeah.
Make your house seem way bigger than it really is.
So, did Kenny G invent, like, Gamer Island? Where Darby
so.
hung out? Okay.
Actually, Kenny G invented video games.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Kenny G knew better and made Gamer Island specifically because he knew that all gamers should be exiled to their own little place away from everyone else.
Okay, troll.
Like, he was like, in the future, there will be 100 gamers on an island, but right now there's just the one.
And you know what? Better for it. I don't need him telling me all the fucking sick tricks to fucking, oh, what a baseball.
Taeyuk, I don't need my life disrespected by a Dane today, okay?
But yeah, so, this part of the game, is really, hard to figure out at the first time. What it is like, you just have to enter every room and kill every vampire. So basically you're just, like, getting rid of all the squatters, I guess, in his house.
The designers really knew what was like the big, high, like selling point of the game, the combat, the very nuanced and
There's
that's
only
it.
one adjective
Drawing
for
a blank
it.
here.
Yeah, like, I remember the classic part in JoJo's where there were just, like, a bunch of vampires having a house party and you had to kick them out?
Yes, right now we're in Dracula's bachelor pad.
God, it is so insane to me, Chorps, that your characters are level 13 in a fucking JRPG and it's the end.
Yeah, the levels are, again, like, very small numbers. The levels just are really low. It's very strange, because you also get, like, very small amounts of XP, too. Just, the whole thing is so small numbers, it's ridiculous.
Like, even in something like Mario and Luigi, like, you're at least, like, level 50 by the end.
Yeah.
Or 30-something.
Yeah, like, there just really isn't a good sense of progression in this game.
Do you actually know what the next
Anyways,
level...
this is the thing we had to find, was this sarcophagus, which holds, V-Ice in it.
Oh, I thought that was just a statue.
I think it's supposed to be his sarcophagus, but I'm not sure.
Vanilla Ice is like, this is my girlfriend.
Anyways, he runs away, no big deal. So yeah, literally all of this is just so we could activate Vanilla Ice. Vanilla Ice won't come out unless there's no other vampires. He's very much a wallflower, you know? Again, while the party was going, he just would refuse to leave.
So, do you have to go searching for Vanilla Ice now again?
No.
Is that the last we see of Vanilla Ice?
No, we will actually have to fight Vanilla Ice. We had to go searching for Kenny G.
Hello, Kenny.
So now, we have the true battle versus Kenny G.
We have a lot of pent-up aggressions from Vanilla Ice running away, so now we need to take it out on poor Kenny G.
Yeah. Also, now that we're in Dio's mansion, there's actually a much higher chance for the tarot cards you pull at the start to be bad.
Oh my god. He dealt himself his own hand. This is fucked up.
You know, this game may have some problems, but I'm glad we're finally beating up this fucking Sax tutor.
Also, he's already dead. He takes 2 hits.
Well, you softened him up the first time.
Right.
It's like when you hand somebody else like a jar of pickles to open and you're like, I loosened it for you.
Right.
Nothing even to say about beating Kenny G, just pulverized him, move on.
Yeah. I mean, what else is there to say? It's about as accurate as you can get to the anime and the manga, you know?
True.
I don't know what Vanilla Ice is going through in this.
You know, he just has some issues to deal with, and I don't think we're good therapists.
It's probably true.
Oh. Goodbye, Avdol.
But bye.
Oh, I guess the party fled?
Yeah, the party fled. God, I wish it was just Avdol and everyone else was stuck dealing with him.
Like, that's how, instead of the characters dying, they just run away.
But so that's the last fake fight with him. Unfortunately, we are incredibly underleveled, despite the fact that we have done basically all of the mandatory fights.
Oh no, now you have to buy, like, the level up EXP, like, multiplier from the Jojo Funbucks store.
Gotta sit and watch a bunch of ads in order to get the XP doubler.
Even better, we're going to the bar.
Oh my god.
My alcohol is too strong for you, traveler.
Wow, it must be good alcohol if it's that expensive.
So you spend $300 basically just to fight 3 vampires?
Oh, cool.
Are you fucking shitting me?
No! This is the only way to grind, and it's at the very end of the game. You have to fight 3 vampires at a time for $300, but you make money off of it each time.
Joseph is just eating the worm first and then drinking.
But so I cut out all the grinding. I think I ended up grinding like 3 or 4 levels for everyone.
So, like, you basically make half that money back, right?
Yeah, so every time you beat up the vampires, you get your money back plus another 150. So you can also use it in order to buy all of the sort of end-game equipment and items that you will need in order to do these last fights.
I guess, like, maybe he's buying a round of drinks, like, one for everybody, including a little, like, puppy cup for Iggy.
Right, well, the puppy cup's free.
Yeah, Iggy just goes crazy when he gets, like, that just dollop of whipped cream in a cup.
Well, they do like alcohol whipped cream because they're weirdos like that.
Oh.
They say that one specifically for the dogs.
It's an oxygen bar.
My drink's too strong. It's super purified oxygen. Anyways, it's very nice that he just lets us leave the mansion and then come back. Because we have the true final fight with Vanilla Ice, which is 100% the same.
we got here with like a lot of time to spare. Like we could just camp out in Cairo for like 2 weeks before we fight.
Yeah, taking the sights.
Yeah.
Enjoy our time here, you know? But yeah, so you'll see that our numbers have grown pretty significantly. We've got like 300 HP MP now. But you'll also look at how much damage we're taking.
Jesus.
And I want to specify again, we are, you know, like level 16, which is several above where we were before. We have the best equipment possible. I got everyone their lucky items. I went through all the tarot cards to figure out what, like, increases their chance to attack. Like, there's nothing better I could be doing besides grinding more. And every attack will almost kill everyone.
Well, what you didn't know is that Vanilla Ice also just going ham on the drinks. Like he had a 12-pack in the fridge, and he's just been like slam, slam, slam.
Right, like you remember when he cut his head off for Dio? He did that again, but it's kind of like when you put beer straight into your bloodstream. He just keeps doing that.
Right, he did a keg stand while headless.
Yeah, it's really fucked up.
The developers are really just getting back at you for killing Kenny G. Like it's basically like those games where they have like anti-DRM, where you fight an enemy that will always kill you and you cannot kill it, except it's the developers of this game thinking, okay, if you kill Kenny G, you are a piece of shit and you will not be able to beat this game, so fuck you.
Right, Kenny G is exclusively the one Renegade Paragon choice that they give you in this game.
Mm-hmm. I think they're just like, hey, if you like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, you're a deviant.
I would also like to point out, compared to him doing 150 damage every time, we are doing like 20 damage, 30 damage.
Right, but we've got 6 people, and 6
It's
times
true.
20.
It is, but he does get also multiple attacks every round. In comparison to us.
Well, he's a vampire. What did you expect?
I guess you're right. Vampires always cheat. Like on homework, in fights, on their spouses. Anyways, I skipped a good 5 minutes of fight for you, so...
Oh.
Yeah, no, it was not that easy. I just want you to understand that I cut out a significant portion of that fight.
I was just wondering that, like, okay, does this fight end by Vanilla Ice, like, breaking Silver Chariot and then just keeling over? What the fuck happened?
I just want to say that this random fucking vampire squatter who lives in, like, this guy's house has more money than I will ever have in my bank accounts.
That's fucked up, but also look at this Dio, who is also extremely fucked up. I have no idea what's going on with this sprite, but it's easily one of the worst.
It looks like they tried to recolor the Jotaro sprite. Oh.
Huh? Oh.
He looks like he's the lost brother of Bert and Ernie.
They're not brothers.
Well, one of them. I can't remember which is which, so I had to cover both my bases.
This Dio looks like he would post online as someone called the Hellfucker.
This Dio looked like someone took the sprite and increased the height on it a little bit too much.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, like Dio is like 5 inches shorter than everybody, but he's like wearing lifts right now.
Dio is wearing a bunch of bananas as a hat.
It's so dramatic, just like the original fight. So he also has his own boss theme.
Okay, well that's nice at least.
Yeah, they gave Dio his own theme music. And it's like bumping.
I honestly kind of hope that it was just like the standard battle theme. I felt like that would have been pretty perfect.
It just goes back to the original one.
Yeah.
This Dio fight song sounds like it's part of a fucking Rayman 1 trailer.
Well, you'll get to hear more of it in just a bit, but we had to run away from this one again.
I don't know, it felt a little bit too Fusion Frenzy for my taste.
That's right, while we were trying to fight, Iggy was just, like, eating shit off the ground.
Iggy, spit that out. He's like, starts running away.
Yeah, Iggy, what do you have there? Anyways, after that, I leave to heal because I will need every healing item I own, and I am out of money.
Very nice of Dio to just let you keep leaving.
Yeah.
He's like, man, I gotta fix that lock on the door.
And he can't go outside, it's so sunny out.
He keeps just hiding in a closet and peeking out and thinking, man, I fucking hope they left for good now. Come on, guys.
I'm
me
sick
alone.
of this.
He like tries to set up Home Alone traps in his house.
Alright, so, you know that big reveal, right, where, like, Jotaro's stand is the same as Dio's, in terms of ability?
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
What if instead of that, he just wore a funny hat that gave him the same power?
Cool.
So it's called the Time Hat. Do you think it's like a propeller beanie or something?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Can you give the time hat to Iggy?
Unfortunately, you cannot. Only Jotaro is allowed to
This
wear
game
hats.
fucking sucks ass.
Yeah, the only person you give to the time cap is the only one who survives. That's why we have to give it to Iggy. I'll hack it in.
Exactly.
This is just like some fucking Eris shit.
Fucking make Iggy the protagonist. Make him show up in Diamond is Unbreakable instead.
Oh, that would be incredible. But yeah, so one thing that... I mean, we might as well just start talking about the game. Wait.
Okay, I've waited.
Oh my god, that's what he does! He punches!
Oh no.
Yeah! And he stops time to do more damage. That's what I was waiting for.
Alright, so you just want me to read off the script? Okay. Muda. Muda. Muda Muda. Muda Muda.
It's really fucking good. That's what I was waiting for. Now, I want to talk about something that I've been thinking about a lot, which is that this game has no idea what people like about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
I
They
don't
like
know.
the top fourth of the characters. You know that.
It's got Dio's famous catchphrase, Muda, 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 in there. So
Yeah, it's
I
true.
think this is a true cherry for the fans.
I feel like this game feels like someone read Stardust Crusaders like 10 years ago and someone asked them to like tell them what happened in Stardust Crusaders and they're just like, well, you know, Jotaro's in jail, then they fly to India or something and there's a bug and there's and that just
There's a
that's just
baby.
the game.
Right, that's the game design document.
Just someone like half remembering JoJo's.
Like, this game feels like whenever an American team has to make a game based off of an anime that was, like, popular in Japan, like, 15 years ago, but only now came to America.
Right, so they like don't know what to do, so it's like a spin-off, but this is like the whole story in a weird way. The thing I think about is like, there isn't a lot of writing in it, which is surprising because I feel like the camaraderie and the way that they interact with each other is an incredibly big part of JoJo's.
I mean, there's a lot of this that really doesn't seem like it like you said yourself. Like both, yeah, like the writing and the camaraderie in there, and also the fights. Like the big thing about Stardust Crusaders, especially, is all the fights are like puzzle fights, and
Right,
like the idea mechanic, I guess, was their way to try to do something with that, but you know, we've seen how that works.
yeah. And like, it seems to imagine that you like JoJo's for the fights and the concept of fighting more than the actual content of the fights.
Yeah, I feel in general like this is a... Like, I feel a JoJo JRPG could work out, but the big problem is, this game doesn't seem to have any status effects at all.
Right, it has no feeling of like doing anything more with its gameplay than attack 2, and occasionally an idea when they want to, like, have someone have a brain blast about, you know, how to beat a guy.
Like, yeah, just in general, like, a Jojo JRPG should feel like it has more status effects than one of those Shin Megami Tenseis, you know?
Like, it feels like a Japanese, like, adventure game accidentally, like, the menu got stuck in a JRPG instead.
Yeah, I think this would work way better in its current iteration as, like, some kind of point and click or some kind of adventure game where, like, it's more about solving a puzzle than, like, playing a fucking RPG.
Yeah, like, I feel like somehow, if you could somehow make an Asura's Wrath, but with more puzzle elements, that would be a JoJo's game.
Oh, hell yeah. Anyways, I skipped 10 minutes of that fight.
Jesus!
Okay.
Yep,
Hold
that's
on.
Dio.
As dignified as he was in dead as in life.
He gets crushed by a house, and then somebody steals his shoes, and his feet roll up.
That's the most animation that's been in this entire video game, and you know what? It wasn't that bad.
Was that like an excerpt from Oingo's comic?
That's the one thing held over from Oingo and Boingo.
Abdal's walking away, and he accidentally trips on a rock and busts his head open.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, they all just fucking trip and die on their way home.
No, everyone survives in this one.
I'm also gonna be honest, this game felt more like a camping trip than it did this big epic world-spanning saga.
Yeah, again, there's no sense of progression. There's nothing to make this feel like, you know, you're really doing something by traveling. It's just like here's a beat, and there's no sense of, like, you getting any stronger or smarter or anything besides that you get Iggy halfway through the game after getting everyone else in the first, like, hour.
We copy-pasted the synopsis from Wikipedia and made a game about it.
There is nothing more like video games of this era than, here are the credits, and as your reward, here's a naked lady.
It's really something.
You know, Chirps, when we started this, I was, like, really worried that, like, your game would shine through mine, but my game is, like, God hand compared to yours.
Yeah, this is Imagine Party Babies.
Like, the thing about this game that I find interesting is just how off it is in comparison to the actual source material.
Yeah.
I don't think the game is good. I find it interesting as a product that isn't, like, bastardized by, like, an American company trying to bring over something cool. It's just, like, bastardized, like...
By fucking Winkysoft.
Yeah, by fucking Winkysoft. Winkysoft, like, for some reason is just like, yeah, no one wants what JoJo's is, we're gonna fuck it up. I just don't understand.
God, what a game.
Ugh, incredible.
Imagine Party Crusaders.